Today Granny's going to tell us about some of her most treasured items, some of her favorite things that she's had, some of them since she was a little girl. She's going to start out with the doll. So you want to tell us the story of the doll?
Yeah, I got this for Christmas when I was 9 years old. And I would get it out and play with it. And one day I washed its face and then dry it off and put it back. I kept it under my bed in a box. And when I went to get it again, its face was cracked.
Oh, where it was wet.
And it would just broke my heart.
Oh.
But I guess that's one reason I kept it this long. I didn't play with it much after that.
Yeah.
But it had a beautiful dress, and finally the dress just wore out.
Yeah.
And I made it another one.
Oh.
I made it this dress. It's not as pretty as a store-bought one, but
yeah,
somebody gave me some satin scraps, and I made it.
So you got it for Christmas?
I got it for Christmas when I was 9 years old. My sister, I wanted a bride doll. My sister wanted a doll that would say Mama and Papa. She got a baby doll.
Mm.
And if she didn't let her kids play with it and tear it up, it's in Ohio where she lived.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe she still got it. Can you turn her around? Let's see the back. So you made her the veil.
Just didn't know how to make a veil.
Well,
so
that's
I
pretty
just
though. You can see her
down
curly
like
hair.
that.
Did she have shoes on when you first got her?
Yeah, of course she's lost her shoes.
Yeah. Does she still have her petticoats though? Is that her original?
Her petticoat. This is one I made her. I've got her originals in a box, but I made her a petticoat and these panties.
Oh.
She's got them on.
Yeah. So you managed to keep her all this time?
Uh-huh. Probably if I hadn't have cracked her face, I would have played with it more. But that's her panties I made her, and her slip.
Shorts.
So I used to could sew and do a lot more stuff than I can now. I'm not that good at it now.
That's pretty intricate sewing. Yeah, you never let me play with her when I was little. If you had, again, she probably wouldn't be in as good a shape as she is.
Yeah, I just kept her packed away.
Did you name her? Did she have a name?
No. But when I got her, I thought, when I was little, I thought she favored my daddy's sister.
Oh, what was her name?
Florence.
Florence.
And she lived in Tennessee. She didn't live close to us. But I thought she favored this doll. Looked like her. Every time I see a doll, I think about who it
looks like.
They make such beautiful dolls nowadays.
I loved dolls too when I was little.
And I know you had one little doll. It was did it say "Baby Come Back"?
No, it didn't say anything, but it would walk, so it would come back to you.
Oh.
Not really walk, but it would shuffle a little, but Baby Come Back was the name of it, yeah. I'd forgot about that doll.
That was one of your prettiest dolls, I thought.
Yeah.
But I wanted to show, this is one of my oldest
treasures,
because I was 9 years old when I got it for Christmas. And most people have never seen it. Some people collect dolls, you know.
Yeah.
But this is the only one I have.
It had to be a very exciting Christmas.
Yeah, it was. We always had a good Christmas. Mama would take paper sacks, paper bags, and she'd fill them full of all kinds of candy and oranges and apples. And that was a real treat for us back then. She'd always do that for Christmas. So that's my oldest possession, my doll. I wanted a bride doll, and so that's what I got. Okay.
Okay, what you going to show us next?
I was going to show you my Bible. One year for Christmas, my grandfather, he was a preacher, and he gave me this Bible for Christmas. And you can see here how he wrote it. signed it to me.
Reverend W. Truitt.
W.T. Truitt.
W.T. Truitt, sorry. To losing a Christmas present by her grandpa, December 12th, 1954.
I thought it said 56.
Oh, maybe it does. I can't read his writing. I'm too far away. Is it 56?
I don't really know. Yeah, it's 56 because up here he's wrote it again.
He's wrote it again. And
this is the day he bought the Bible. And then the next time he signed it a day later, December the 11th and 12th.
Okay.
So it's 56.
Yeah.
So that's pretty old.
It is,
and
yeah.
I've tried to take care of it.
And very sweet that it was from your grandpa.
He was one of my most favorite people. Besides my mother and daddy, he was my favorite of all my people.
And in his old age, he lived with your family, so you was with him every day.
Yeah, yeah. He was a very good person. Had a lot of friends. And
He's responsible for a lot of churches in our area, isn't he?
Yeah, they said he actually started more Baptist churches in this area than any other preacher. I think the number was about 13. I'm not sure about the number.
His name was Thomas.
William
Thomas Truitt. So did you used to carry the Bible to church after that, I guess, or just use it? Or
Yeah, they had me teaching Sunday school to the little kids when I was young.
Yeah.
And I didn't really know how to teach them, but we had little pamphlets, a different one every Sunday with a picture on it.
Yeah.
And I'd just mostly read the little pamphlets to the kids, and they liked them. And I made up a little board and put their names on it. And every Sunday they came to church, they got a gold star by their name, a little tiny gold star. And several little kids back then. They're grown up and married and old too now.
Yeah, yeah.
'Cause that was a long time ago.
So was your grandpa, did he live until after you were married, or when did he die?
He died when I was pregnant with my first baby, Steve. And back then the hospital was Catholic, Providence Hospital.
In Murphy?
At Murphy. And my mother, she went to stay with him a lot while he was sick. And she said before he died, he sung, "Oh, Come Angel Band." He sung that song. And passed away really peaceful.
So your mother, Gazzy, was his oldest child, and she had promised her mother that she would take care of him once she died the rest of her life, or his life, and she did. Yeah.
She kept her promise.
So he lived with your family for how many years? Would that be close to 20 years that she took care of him?
Well, I was in the 6th grade when my grandmother died, and so we moved in the house with Grandpa. And then I was having my first baby when he died, so that's a lot of years.
Yeah, yeah. Close to 20, if not 20. Because you didn't get married very young. You were how old when you got married?
I was 24 when I got married.
Right, so.
But he died not too long before Steve was born, because Steve was born in summertime in July. So the years go by so fast.
They do. So he was a big influence on your life. I know you think he was the reason you were scared of storms. He was afraid of storms. You've told me that before. He didn't.
If it was coming a bad storm, and he called them the equinoxial storms.
Yeah.
When spring turns to winter.
Yeah.
Or spring turns to summer, it usually would storm. And when fall turned to winter, it usually storm. And he would get up at night and put on all his clothes and turn the light on and set up till the storm passed by. So it is a good idea to
be prepared.
Be prepared for storms.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Of course, that's what he called them, is when the weather changes from one season to another. He called it the equinoxial storms. He was a very good person. And this was my next oldest object that I've saved. This was my recipe box I had in high school. And you can see it's crammed full of recipes. And, of course, my mother and Daddy had to buy me this recipe box.
So
But
why
I
did
did-
you get it when you was in high school? Was it a part of a home economics class?
Yes. I took business. We had different courses we could take, and I took a business course. But we could take electives. We'd have one that we could choose. And I took home economics 1 year. That's all I took it. Now, my cousin, she took home economics course, and she was in home economics for 4 years. But I was just in there for 1 year. And this is my recipe box. I don't remember what grade I was in when I took home economics, but I graduated in 58, so it was in the 50s, somewhere along there.
And they wanted you, I guess the teacher wanted you to have a box just to have a place to store the things you learned how to make in the class?
Well, she was teaching us the different foods, like salads and breakfast foods, different things. We learned to make salads and
I'm so
different
glad
things.
you shared that one, because I've seen that green box my entire life, but I never had one clue that it was that old. I thought it was like something you bought in the 70s just to put your recipes
No.
in.
No, it's actually my mama bought it for me when I
Yeah.
was in high school.
That's wonderful.
And then I wanted to show this. This is just a little music box my husband brought me one day, and I don't know what the tune is, but it's
I think we... It's pretty.
every once in a while he would surprise me and bring me something. Like one time he brought me a necklace, and it had a butterfly on it, a little silver butterfly, and it's one of my precious things. I should put it in this little box because he bought it for me. Every once in a while he would surprise me with a little gift, and he got this.
That one's really nice. I wonder where he found it.
I don't have no idea. I didn't. I was just so thrilled to get it. I didn't ask any questions. This says on the back of it, Blairsville Diamond Center.
Okay.
There's a little.
There you go. Well, now we know. Yeah.
He's bought it somewhere at Blairsville.
Yeah. I doubt the Blairsville Diamond Center's still there. It might be. I don't know.
Of course, it was made in Japan.
Yeah. It's really pretty, though.
But
The
it
little
is,
floral.
Yeah. Ouch.
Uh-oh.
Pinch my finger. Yeah.
That's pretty.
I'll need to hunt up that little necklace and put in here. And of course I could put my wedding rings because they're too little for my fingers now. So my fingers are getting smaller though now that I'm older. So, but I could put them in this little box. It would be something special too.
How many years ago has it been that you've had it? Do you remember?
The box?
Yeah, the box.
No, I don't. He brought it home one day and gave it to me.
Probably when we were
He
young.
knew I liked stuff like this.
Yeah. probably when we were young, the kids were, we were all still at home and young. Yeah.
Yeah, once in a while he'd surprise me with a gift.
Did your, this is really nice to see some of your favorite things. Did your mother, was there certain things that she kept like this that she really cared about?
Well, Mama had pictures of everybody. And she had so many pictures. She had like a little small suitcase full of pictures. That was one of her favorite
What she
things.
loved. Yeah. What about Daddy? What about Pap? I'm not sure what his treasures would have been. Of course, his Bible.
His music, his
guitars, yeah. Yeah.
He was a very special person. Very good person. So, this is a peaceful time of the year, you know, fall. It's so quiet.
Yeah, after the busyness of summer kind of gives way to a quietness. The kids go back to school and the garden's put to bed. And kind of a restful time before the holidays, the excitement of Thanksgiving and Christmas comes.
That's right, yeah. I think we're blessed to live in this part of the country. We're just blessed to live here. It is a good place to live.